This is just more of Irish Water's hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. It's time for them to wake up and to serve people of Ballingeary. How many other treatment plants would have a water pollution conviction against the Water Authority? How many other situations like that would be allowed to persist year after year, and then Irish Water give us a plan if you could call it that somewhere off in the Never Never Land that they will? Surely a conviction in the court carries some weight. Isn't it time for Irish Water to step up to the plate? Tá Uisce Éireann I chur gachrad an mérada a gur muintir Áthan Gaorthaidh, agus is mithid Uisce Éireann, dúise sús agus freastal pobl na Gaeltachta. Minister, the outdated sewerage scheme in Ballingeary, it's discharging into the river below the village. And there was a pollution conviction on the Water Authority some 15 years ago because of that pollution. Irish Water, the sewerage scheme, it's impeding housing in the village of Ballingeary, and locals are struggling as it is to get planning permission in the village, but they can only be considered if they put in their own treatment plants, and that's hugely expensive. It's also using up space in the village. They're charging a connection fee to a sewer that isn't working, and all the while residents have to pay for their own treatment plants and maintain them in the village. You couldn't make it up. It's very difficult for people to get planning permission in so many rural areas, such as around Ballingeary and across the country, but it's also so restricted in the village due to Irish Water's treatment plant. That's for houses or for businesses. Ballingeary is also a Gaeltacht area, and where the language depends on having people being able to live locally. Without it, there's no life, there's no language. Irish Water are threatening the Gaeltacht by their inaction. Ballingeary wastewater plant was being advanced by Cork County Council along with a number of others many years ago. They were even preparing planning permission at the time. And while those other plants, the Western Bundle, have now been officially opened, there appears to be no progress made by Irish Water on Ballingeary. And that's despite the pollution, despite the water pollution conviction, and despite the housing need locally. When there's a flood in the Bunsheelan, the sewer spills out onto the GA grounds, and the club have to do a clean-up ahead of any training session. There's no point waiting for Irish Water. They're not going to be coming. They take a hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil approach. They haven't used the last number of years to advance the plant, and in those years we've seen County Council reports indicating that they've been asked about advancing business cases to justify Ballingeary's sewers plant. The water pollution conviction doesn't appear to drive any urgency with Irish Water. And for months, for example, there was no response from Irish Water on queries on plans for Ballingeary or the influence on the water convictions. It was only in recent weeks, when I tabled this debate, that they were in any way forthcoming with information. It's this consistent hear no evil, see no evil, and yet they continue to perpetrate the pollution locally. Various authorities, including the EPA, are now investigating the situation where Irish Water discharge into the Bunsheelan River below Ballingeary and let it flow down into the River Pleí. Irish Water appear to think that they're going to continue polluting the river for years to come. And I don't believe that it's good enough. And Irish Water need to wake up and advance a sewer scheme for Áthan Gaorthaidh.
Thank you, Caoirleach, and I want to thank the Deputy for raising the issue today, and I'm taking this particular topic on behalf of the Minister for Housing and allowing me the opportunity to outline the position in respect of Irish Water's responsibility on this matter. The Water Services Act 2007 to 2017 sets out the arrangements in place for the delivery of water and wastewater services by Irish Water and for the scrutiny and oversight provisions that apply in respect of these arrangements. As the Deputy will understand, the wastewater infrastructure in Ballingeary County Cork is a matter for Irish Water in the first instance. Irish Water takes a strategic nationwide approach to assets, planning and investment and meeting customer requirements. The prioritisation and progression of individual projects and programmes is a matter for determination by Irish Water. Irish Water's capital investment plan runs until 2024 and is prepared within the regulatory framework which is set out in legislation. And under this framework, Irish Water submits its proposed investment plans in advance to its economic regulator, the Commission for Regulation and of Utilities. The investment plan follows an extensive CRU-led stakeholder consultation process and is based on a clearly defined set of priorities. My department, as in the Minister O'Brien's department, has made inquiries with Irish Water on the issue of wastewater treatment infrastructure in Ballingeary, as raised by Deputy Moynihan. And Irish Water confirmed to him that they have received a number of recent inquiries in the recent months from various deputies, councillors and members of the public regarding the inclusion of the Ballingeary wastewater treatment plant in their next capital investment plan. Irish Water has commenced a feasibility study on the upgrade of the WWTP to fully consider the viable options to address the infrastructural issues associated with the WWTP, its impact on receiving waters and its capacity to cater for growth. This feasibility study report is planned to be completed before the end of 2024. The necessary upgrade works, if approved, would then be included in the 2025 to 2029 capital investment plan. And the Government is aware that significant and sustained investment is needed to ensure the continued operation, upgrade and repair of the country's water and wastewater infrastructure and to support economic growth in the years to come. In this regard, as part of Budget 2023, the Minister's Department secured funding of €1.68 billion to support water services. This includes €1.557 billion in respect of domestic water services provision by Irish Water. The overall investment will deliver significant improvements in our public water and wastewater services. And in light of the time that I've left, Deputy, I will take on board exactly what you said in relation to your local GA field and actually what the members of the community are experiencing there on a regular basis, the impact on the environment and the community. I will bring back to Minister O'Brien because I don't know 2025 if you can wait till then.
Uisce Éireann ag deanamh failí muintir mBéal Áthan Gaorthaidh. Tá bachar taíocht sa strád bhaile, toisc nach bhfuil éon coras searachas sa gobarú ann. Tá trúlú leanúnach sa bhfuil agus sa Pleí in aineoin is bhfuil gur cyntaíoch na húdrás uisce as an trúlú sin. Bhí comhairle cúnta ag fhorbairt planana ach ní léon rud dianta Uisce Éireann le breis is debliaí an nús. Nuair a bhí an tuile ann, tuaireann sé an searachas amach chuig an park CLG, agus bhí an orthu eaglanna, mar ní fiú feitheamh le Uisce Éireann, ní bheith siad a tacht. Agus tá na húdrás éagsúla ina measc an áisín timpeallacht an EPA tá ag an ucha an trúlú seo. Tá Uisce Éireann I chur gachrad an mérada a ggur muintir mBéal Áthan Gaorthaidh, agus is mithid Uisce Éireann dúise sús agus freastal pobl na Gaeltachta. Minister, Irish Water have not used the last number of 10 years for advancing Ballingeary, it would appear, from what you've outlined to us. The other schemes in that Western bundle are now open and operational. Yet, what's being described from Irish Water is pretty much at stage one. I note that they also refer to recent queries from people. There have been queries and representations from people ongoing for many years. This is just more of Irish Water's hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. It's time for them to wake up and to serve people of Ballingeary. How many other treatment plants would have a water pollution conviction against the Water Authority? How many other situations like that would be allowed to persist year after year, and then Irish Water give us a plan if you could call it that somewhere off in the never land that they will. Surely a conviction in the court carries some weight. Isn't it time for Irish Water to step up to the plate?
Thank you, Chair. And I once again thank the Deputy Moynihan for raising the question on wastewater treatment infrastructure in Ballingeary County Cork. And the Deputy will understand that the progression of individual wastewater treatment plants and infrastructure is a matter for Irish Water. And I can assure him that the Government is committed to ensuring substantial funding is provided to Irish Water. The programme for government commits to funding Irish Water's capital investment plan for water and wastewater infrastructure on a multi-annual basis. As you can see, Deputy, I'm nearly struggling to give you the answer. The National Development Plan 2021 to 2030 commits almost €6 billion in capital investment by Irish Water in the period 2021 to 2025, of which over €4.5 billion will be voted exchequer funding for domestic water services. In regard to overall investment, the programme for government states that the Government will fund Irish Water's capital investment plan for drinking water and wastewater infrastructure on a multi-annual basis and deliver the €8.5 billion funding package committed in Project Ireland 2040. This overall funding commitment is a key to addressing Ireland's shortcomings in water and wastewater infrastructure. The Department are making progress on the challenges that they face, and the Government will continue to deliver strongly in these commitments to water services contained in the programme for government. And it may be helpful to note that Irish Water has established a dedicated team to deal with representations and queries from public representatives. And Deputy, I will take back to Minister O'Brien your frustration that he's not here this evening to take this particular query and the nature and the urgency attached to it. Thank you, Deputy, for raising it.